I was happily married. I loved Natalie. I liked Natalie. There wasn't anything on fire. There wasn't anything that was like, that's a real problem. But I saw my mom and dad legitimately, for real, love and follow King Jesus my whole life. And then 16, 17 years in, for that to fall apart. So I'm playing that out in my own marriage and I'm going, Natalie and I are good. Natalie and I are fine. Natalie and I are good. Wait a second. I've seen a movie like this before. If average and fine and happily married, if that isn't strong enough and isn't good enough, I got to go build the thing that is so far superior to all of that. So there were two things that stood out for me. Welcome to the Family Captain Podcast. I'm your host, I'm your coach, John Michael Clark. On this show, we help Christian husbands grow in family leadership and sex and marriage. So if you believe that Jesus is king, and you want to lead your family with strength and love, and you want frequency and freedom in your sex life, then you're in the right place. We're going to help you build an incredible family culture where God is glorified and your family is blessed by your strong, loving leadership.
Gentlemen, welcome to the Family Captain Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Farrell. This show is designed to help you become the greatest man your wife and your kids have ever known. Mr. John Michael Clark, leader, builder, founder of the Family Captain. My guy, what is up?
What's up, my friend, and all of my friends, my brothers in the interwebs? Good to be with you guys today.
That's right, man. Dude, this one's a little different. We've not covered this particular subject in depth. And so as we jump into this episode, man, we're going to cover the lie that just keeps too many men in neutral, right? It's this myth of like the stable marriage is just okay. And we're going to call this out, man, and we're going to have you pull this apart, dude, and just help us replace this with vision. And so I've got some hard-hitting questions for you up front. You ready to roll?
Yeah, brother, let's do it.
Let's do it. As we were preparing this episode, I'm just like, okay, I'm thinking of these dudes who are like, yeah, we're fine. We're good, right? We're stable. But what do you think is potentially the most dangerous, fruit, if you will, of a stable marriage that no one's really talking about?
Man, that is, I think, the thing that was probably most motivating for me whenever I had my own wake-up call years ago in my marriage. I was happily married. I loved Natalie. I liked Natalie. There wasn't anything on fire. There wasn't anything that was like, that's a real problem. But I had this thing inside of me that was going, wait a second. I've seen this movie before. I saw my mom and dad legitimately, for real, love and follow King Jesus my whole life. Teach me to love and follow King Jesus and love one another. And then 16, 17 years in, for that to fall apart. So I'm playing that out in my own marriage and I'm going, Natalie and I are good. Natalie and I are fine. Natalie and I are good. Wait a second. I've seen a movie like this before. The enemy is patient. What is it that happened? I don't just want divorce proof, by the way. That's often held up as like, let's divorce proof your marriage. Well, amen. Absolutely. Let's divorce
a low
proof
bar.
marriages. But it's a low bar.
Right.
Super low. It's a defensive measure instead of an offensive measure that says like, divorce proof. Like, I'm not playing to not lose. I'm playing to break the record. Again, not that I'm comparing to anybody, but I'm like, I want to ascend the mountain. Not only do I not want to stay in the valley or be swallowed up in the pit, like I want to ascend to the summit. So that was part of my motivation years ago for me. I'm going, wait a second. I saw what happened with mom and dad. So good and fine and loving and wholesome household. Like, clearly there was something absent that needed to be present there. I got to go get that because I'm not sitting around waiting around to go, you never know what's going to happen. Who knows what might come in the future? I'm going, well, if average and fine and happily married, which is what I am, as I've said many times, I had the best marriage I knew of.
Yeah.
If that potentially isn't strong enough and isn't good enough, I got to go build the thing that is so far superior to all of that. So that was the shift for me. Whereas a lot of guys, they need like an intense pain to move them. Thankfully, by God's grace and the leadership of the Holy Spirit, I didn't need some like, it wasn't some Natalie come to me. Chris, you know how many guys we've talked to, man.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, they thought everything was great in their entire life.
Right.
And today their life is falling apart because their wife said she wants to leave. and she's looking at divorcing, and they're like, I didn't see this coming. And plenty of guys right this second, bro, are listening to this going like, that could never happen to me. And we've talked to how many guys who are like, I heard that story and I thought, that's crazy. That could never happen to me. So many guys are relying upon pain to be their motivator instead of glory, instead of bigness, instead of greatness, instead of, hey, bro, can you imagine things being better than they are in any particular area? And as I've often said, there were two things that stood out for me. Man, what in the world is going on with this headship and submission stuff I read in my Bible, but I don't hear talked about anywhere else? I know Natalie and I aren't. I know we're not hitting that ball good with the bat. I know we're not knocking that one out of the park. I don't know what to do with it, but I know we're supposed to do something with it because I love God and I trust His word. And then the sexual piece, that frequency, that passion, and frequency, that's not there. And those are the pieces that for me, I'm like, again, neither of those areas were in crisis. I was not a mouse of a man. She was not, like mighty power woman,
Right.
bossing me around and controlling me controlling me constantly. But still, I was like, good enough's not good enough. So that was the journey I went on. And then that was the thing I was like, man, I want to help those brothers. I know we've got so many brothers listening, Chris, who are in really difficult situations, man. Brothers, we love you. Jesus loves you, brothers. He sees you. He's with you. And also, as you probably already know, my friend, a lot of what you're hearing doesn't always apply to you. Now, the principles do, because we're just talking about men leveling up. But you hear a lot of examples from the family captain where you're like, that doesn't apply, daggone it. My man, I know. But we are talking to we're trying to talk to the guy who's like, everything's good, everything's fine. The family captain was never designed and built as a marriage in crisis ministry. We've helped marriages in crisis, many, because men can level up and grow from there. But our examples are typically not helpful for a man in crisis because he's like, good grief, that'd be amazing if we had that. But I'm 10 steps away from that. Brother, do the best you can with what you have where you are, and I'm glad that a point here and a point there will bless you because the principles are universal. But yeah, Chris, we are talking to that guy. We're trying to tell the guy who's like, it's average, it's fine. We're trying to shake him and wake him up and go, fine isn't good enough.
Yeah.
And good enough isn't good enough, bro. Can you imagine something greater? Then pursue it.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned good enough, and I feel like in most cases, the guy who says, yeah, things are good enough, he's not in enough pain, like you said, to do something. And contrast builds desire, right? Like it's a psychological principle. Contrast builds desire. So you don't desire to live in sunny Florida if you live in a really, really warm place, typically. Like you might a little bit, but not like you would if you live in freaking Ohio when it's
Gotcha.
-9 degrees, right?
Yeah, if I live
Okay.
in Texas on the coast, I'm not like, oh man, I'd love to go to Florida and be on a beach.
Yeah. So the very contrast of what the weather is what makes you want to go there and do that.
Okay.
And so if a guy's like, yeah, I'm fine. Like I kind of just live in a decent climate. Like Florida would be okay, but whatever. I feel like that's where this guy is. And so you say shake him awake. How do we take a guy who's there, who's like, okay. How do we shake him awake?
A lot of times it just has to be revelation of what's possible. He has accepted and he believes he is so close to the pinnacle. And to find out that there's so much more. I mean, that's been the main thing that we've seen with so many guys. I think that was the thing for you, right? You started
100%.
hearing stuff from the family captain. You're like, what? I'm kind of the best I know of in my group and my friends and my peers.
Well-
like, we got it.
Real fast.
Yeah,
I met you from you being on our marriage podcast.
right.
You remember?
Yeah, Chris and John
like-
had a marriage podcast. They're like, we have something worth exporting, and they legitimately did, which plenty of people have Instagrams and other things that isn't, their personal life is not worth exporting, but you wouldn't know that. I've coached some of those people. They've got Instagrams and social profiles where they're men's coaches and all these things.
No, you have.
And then I coach with them and work with them, and I'm going, step one, stop exporting, I teach great principles. You're not qualified though. Your principles are accurate. Your Facebook is helpful. Your Insta is helpful. But the principle here of unfaithfulness and not tending your own garden well, it's an inconsistency and a hypocrisy. And that's not fair. It's not right. It's disingenuous. It's not integrous for you as a man. And it just can't be right. It's not good. So make sure you have something worth exporting. So Chris and John had something worth exporting. But yeah, I went on your podcast. Sorry, I interrupted.
Mhm.
I
No,
came
no,
on
you're
your
good.
podcast, and then what? Then you were like, man, this
Oh,
sounds
well,
like another level.
my story was you came on our podcast. I was like, oh, this stuff's really interesting. And then it wasn't a couple of months later, we had our fifth child, and we thought he might be blind because he was really like not tracking his eyes at all after a period of time. And I was like, I think we're going to go into a crazy season, and I feel like I need support. And yeah, and so I reached out and I was like, whoa, this is way more than I thought. And there were things I was not doing right in episodes that we put up on our podcast, which some family captain guys reach out and they're like, I want to find your podcast. I'm like, hold up. Like maybe like after episode 50.
Bro, I feel the same way about Old
Yeah.
Family Captain podcast. Guys,
It's
like I started at
hilarious.
the beginning, I'm like, I don't even know if I believe that stuff. I'm like, I don't even know what I said. I feel that way with
Right.
sermons. People are like, I listened to a sermon from 2 years ago. I'm like, I hope it was true.
Right. Exactly. So that's how I came to know you. And so now, but again, contrast, right? I did not know what I was missing from a leadership perspective. I didn't know what I was missing from a sex perspective. Like,
Sure.
we did an episode called Awkward Sex, Bored Sex, and Good Sex or something like that. And had a sexpert come on and talk. And I look back on that, I'm like, don't listen to that, anybody. You know what I mean? So anyway, point is, things were good enough for us, but you don't know until you know another level's available.
And that's true with everything, right? I think I've gotten dialed in my fitness, in my nutrition, and then I come across a bro who's talking about like, I've raised my T levels naturally, thank God, over the past couple years. And then I come across a bro who's like, my T levels are up here and I've done it all naturally. And it's been like so important to adjust the lighting in your home. And I'm like, what? Like, what? Lights? That's a thing? And he's like, oh, absolutely, that's a thing. I'm like, good night. That's crazy. I didn't know.
Right.
There was another level. And I'm like, well, what adjustments can I make leading up to bedtime? How might that impact me even more? And you don't know until somebody else has gone there before you. Bro is crushing it.
Yeah.
But if I hadn't come across him saying that, then I'm like, I guess I've done all I can do. This is as good as it gets for natural improvement of testosterone. Hey, Jamichael, good news for you. You're wrong. Good news for you. You're ignorant. Good news for you. There's more gold and glory to be gained.
Yes.
And, go here, go learn, go sit at somebody's feet and go, bro, teach me. Help me understand more.
Dude, to that point, like, okay, let's just lay it out here, man. Again, let's help people understand like what can be possible. And I know that we've had off-air conversations and you've been like, I don't know, man, like there are some things about our lives that I don't even think dudes would believe, you know? And so I think it's important to at least share like what is the truth about your marriage in those areas that were good enough and now are what they are.
We'll keep it simple. But in keeping it simple, that's my concern is that it's not clear enough. But yeah, my wife's respect for me. That's the simplest way to put it. And then also my wife's passionate participation with me sexually.
Yeah.
So those are like the most public friendly descriptions. The respect one, I could go in extreme detail and that one's fine. But the other one, of course, sex is private. So, that's something we're always very mindful of. Like when clients are celebrating wins, like we always keep it very like, hey man, last night, just beautiful time with my wife. Just absolutely praise God. Awesome, wonderful marriage bed party. Like that's it. Like nobody goes into like, here's what happened here. So of course that would be inappropriate. We don't want to do anything like that. But you do want guys to understand like, bro, these are things. Is your wife super respectful? And right there, I mean, we've just, that calls out a bunch of guys because they're like, bro, super respectful. Like, can you even call your wife respectful? Is your wife obedient to you? And for all the guys who just cringed when they heard that word, like that just, that in itself communicates to them, hey bro, you can raise your testosterone with your natural lighting situation in your house. Like there's stuff you don't know about, brother. And again, we're just talking Bible here. I'm just quoting Bible verses. Sarah obeys Abraham, and Christian women should be like her and not fear anything that is frightening. And even as Sarah called Abraham Lord. So like we're just talking Bible, but Christian men are even so far from even applying these verses to their lives, to themselves, to their wives. How much farther away are Christian women? And then how much farther away is the fruit itself? So there is so much more good to be gained. And functionally, so many marriages are a 50-50 partnership in name. Sorry. Functionally, she's in charge. But in name, they're so 50-50. And it just sucks. Men don't feel as manly as they can feel. And it feels good to feel manly. How do you describe it, you know? How could you describe the feeling of manliness? If an alien came and visited, some androgynous alien, it was like, what is manly? And we're like, well, it's protector, provider, leader. But what does it feel like? Feels good. Like, I need a thesaurus. It feels manly. Like, that's the word for it. You feel like a man. And what is this feeling? Like, I don't know, alien. You'll never understand because you can't be a man. But when you start walking out protection, provision, and leadership across the different spheres and responsibility of your life, bro, like I've said before, it feels good to feel good. And it's this virtuous cycle. And then as you gain your wife's admiration and respect and loyalty, like we've got so many clients, Chris, who whenever I've been talking with them, man, what is it that you want? I ask that question a lot whenever I'm talking. Bro, what do you really want? And don't give me the Sunday school answer unless it's the truth. What do you really want? And on one hand, I always know what everybody wants because I know he's a man.
Yes.
I know he wants respect, and I know he wants a passionate sexual response from his wife, and I know he wants to feel manly, and I know he wants to shepherd his family into glory. But I want to hear his language for it. I want to hear his application for it.
Yeah.
But so many guys have told me, I want my wife to look at me the way Natalie looks at you. I'm like, you can have it, first of all, because if I can do it, like, who am I? I'm nobody. And all I did was walk out the Lord's will and his principles for our lives, and we're enjoying the fruit of it. So you can have it, brother, and that's good news. But what are they seeing there? They're seeing a respect. They're seeing an admiration. They're seeing a loyalty. That woman would rather die than be disloyal to me.
Yeah.
She would rather die than harm me or my honor in any way. And that is profound. And that shows up. Like, we can't fake it. I guess you could fake it.
Right.
And there are people who do fake it with their Instagrams and Facebooks.
True.
But they can't go live.
Then they come to you and get fixed.
But they can't go live for an hour as a married couple on a
that's good.
podcast
Yeah.
and be real and just kick stuff back and forth and go, oh, I think blah, blah, blah. And just unscripted, like, you can tell that this is not a high-polished podcast, right? I mean, Chris and the team do a great job, and the whole rest of the team But
on,
you
man.
can tell John
Unreal.
Michael. Let me rephrase. You can tell John Michael is not a high-polished guy. And same thing when Natalie comes on here. She's like, oh, what are we doing? I'm like, I don't know. We'll figure it out, babe. But it's just, people can tell, like, that's real. It is real. We're not an Instagram couple. Like, she's homeschooling the boys right now. Chris and I are going to stop recording. I'm going to go downstairs. Hey, what's everybody up to? And my wife is going to be incredibly respectful and honorable to me. And she loves to be my helper. And none of these words are offensive to her. Obedience, submission, respect, and help. And she's the most flourishing woman that anybody knows and that I know. So we're experiencing that win-win. So I'm trying to paint the picture, Chris. You asked, what should this guy want? What should this guy look for? That kind of thing. Same thing with his sex life. Bro, there can be passion. Is your wife just participating in things sexually? And is she just like relying upon friction to try and complete duties as quickly as possible? Or is she passionately receiving from her husband? Is she receiving her husband into her body? I'm like, should I say the next thing? I don't want to be too graphic. Is your wife passionate in her participation with you?
Yeah.
I'm not saying every session is, flying monkey sex from the chandeliers. I'm not saying every session is that. But bro, you ought to certainly remember the last one. And I don't mean like you remember it from 3 years ago. I mean like, oh yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. Like, we ought to be having that party. That ought to be in the rotation when it's like, oh my goodness, just the passion and the joy. Oh my goodness. And so those are the kinds of things that guys should know, like, these things are happening. People are experiencing these things. Like my revelation. Bro, you took your testosterone levels to over 800 naturally. I didn't know that was possible. I didn't know you could do that. Well, there's a lot you don't know, John Michael. We're saying the same thing to our brothers. Bro, this is possible and this is possible. Are you serious? Yeah. Yeah. I'm experiencing it. Chris is experiencing it. Other brothers in the family captain are experiencing it. Like, this is real. And if you want it, and I think you should, then you should pursue it. You should get after it. Because, like we said, average is lame. Average is, we'll see what happens in the future. Maybe we'll stick together. Maybe we'll grow closer over the years. Maybe our kids will love and follow Jesus. Maybe we'll have an awesome family culture that builds generationally. Or maybe we're just going to live and die and go to heaven someday without much vision or plan. But
Yeah.
we're trying to help guys open their vision and see that more is possible and give them a hunger and an appetite for it.
Amen. Amen. It's so funny. My brother was over recently, and I hadn't seen him in a really long time. And my wife makes all my meals. Like, she makes all my meals. She, even when like everyone's around, she gets me a plate before the kids. Like, that's just how we roll. Like, that's how we do it. And he finally, after like being here a couple of days, he's like, "Do you serve him every day?" Like, she just laughed. She's like, "What?" Like, of course. Like, she wants to, but it was so like weird for him, you know? And I'm just sitting here like, that's normal to us. However, she usually responds with something like, the way that man works and provides for our family and the way he leads our family, like, I am happy to do that.
These are
And
called roles, and we love
yeah,
them.
exactly. Exactly. And again, back to what you said, you're just like, what does it feel like? What does it feel like when you're a man and like you're actually like, God wrote the book, man. He wrote the book. Like, why are we not opening his manual and being like, well, what's it supposed to be? What does it feel like? The word that came to me was powerful. It's powerful, man.
Yeah.
It's a powerful experience. And some would be like, oh, you want to be powerful? Like,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
yes, I want to be powerful.
And we're not
Like,
scared to say it.
right. And her submission to what is the vision and what is being there to be submitted to, which I have holes, I have gaps. That makes our family more powerful in and of itself. Our boys see the way I'm supposed to treat my wife and the way she's supposed to operate and all of the things. And yeah, the word powerful just came to mind, man. I was just like, it does.
That's a good word for it. Powerful comes to mind. King comes to mind. Feel like a king. And people look at that. I had somebody say to me recently, somebody who knows Natalie and I, and they said, she spoils you. And I didn't, retaliate. I just said, I'm very thankful for her.
Yeah,
because I am.
super thankful. Yeah,
But in that sense, what they consider spoiling, well, if that's true, then Natalie's super spoiled as well. So we're both spoiled.
Right.
In that we both care for one another in the way that we should. I have a super feminine, submissive, respectful, awesome, godly wife. And she has a super masculine, faithful, committed, loving, godly husband. And it's the win-win. So, you could look in Natalie's life and go, oh my goodness, that girl is spoiled. And like, it's not the right word. Because spoiled includes rot. You think of fruit that spoils, there's rot to it. There's no rot going on in either place. There's serving. Do I serve my wife? Yeah, just like Chris does, with leadership.
Yeah.
With protection, provision, and leadership. Does she serve? Yeah, as a helper in the mission. And it's dope. It's glorious. It's powerful. And
Yes.
it's actually legitimately finally fulfilling what we were supposed to. Fill the earth and subdue it. Let's build the Lord's kingdom with this micro kingdom that he's given us. And let's enjoy it. Let's have fun. I'm having a lot of fun. And so is that girl. And
Amen.
I just like having fun. So
Right.
that's going to be my default setting. Like, it goes
There it
better
is.
this way. I prefer that.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny. We were on our way to Target, I think yesterday, always, right? And she sees this wide open field, and she's like, I think I maybe would like to have land someday. She's always showing me houses on Zillow and stuff, like houses that are, more than I'd want to afford or whatever. But like, she doesn't work. She takes care of the home. And so it just hit me. I'm like, she's saying, I want this life. And she is looking at me and saying, like, can you get me this? And I love that, dude.
Yeah.
I take pride in that. I'm like, yes.
You want to bless her
Thank
because
you.
she's
Like,
not an entitled brat.
yes.
She's not greedy. She's just saying, Chris, I love this. And you're like, oh, I love this girl and I love to bless her because
Right.
Chris is a strong provider. Jonna is a grateful and sweet wife, and she's going, that's beautiful. She's not saying this is terrible. Because if she was, then Chris would provide strong leadership and redirect his whole family and maybe even downsize from there and go, we're going to get our hearts right towards gratitude and not be consumer people. So there would be other, but when you've got a sweet and godly wife, you'll move heaven and earth.
Yeah.
I've told Natalie, like she knows. I've said, like the way I can express my love for her, it's a bit, I don't know the right way. I don't know the right word to describe it, but I've often told her over the years, I would murder the world for you. Like, that's the only way I can communicate. It's not the most poetic thing to say.
Maybe not.
But I'm just like, I don't know how else to say it. I'm just like, oh, I love this girl. I'll murder the world for you. Because I want to bless her. I love to give to her. I love to care for her. And if I saw entitlement or brattiness or a consumer mindset in her, then yeah, I would be adjusting my leadership appropriately to do what's best for the people that I love. But man, when things are clicking, things are clicking. And there's a way, Chris, to know how and why things are clicking. Our brothers who are in the neutral spot like you and I used to be in, when things are in a sweet spot, they don't understand why.
Yeah.
They're just like, we're in an awesome season. I hope it continues forever. Hey, bro, if you are in an awesome season, praise God. I love that for you. Also, there are things happening right now that if you could step back and understand, you could duplicate it. It's not just the mysterious magic that somehow just fell down out of the sky on top of you. There's some things that you're probably doing instinctively. Thank God you're doing some masculine stuff. She's doing some feminine stuff, and it's going really well. The more clarity and understanding you have to pursue that, the more you go, I know why this is working. I can explain why we have what we have.
Right.
It didn't just like some marriages have it. Some people just click. Nonsense. There are obediences that when I started walking them out and growing in, it became a chain reaction for my wife and for my children, thankfully.
Dude, this brings me down a rabbit hole that perfectly fits into our topic today. So like when we talk about a stable marriage, as I'm saying, Jonna says, oh, cool. You see that field? I want, land someday, and I want this house and all the things. There have also been seasons where we're broke as a joke. And this woman put her hands on my shoulders when I said, I'm going to apply for jobs. And she said, no, absolutely not. Because she knows what I'm capable of. Yeah. And she's the only one that believed in me when no one else would believe in me. And so my
quick clarification. That was unique for Chris. Not that everything's wrong with getting a job, but Jonna knew her husband and knew his build and design and capabilities and experience and all that. So, but that was the loving, beautiful woman building up her man, saying, this is your helper coming in and go, let me encourage you, King. Let me encourage you, husband. Do not surrender. Do not give in. You will have the victory. I believe in you. I trust you. I want to get to your question, but it reminds me of a quote. Alex Hormozy, he's like a big time marketing guy. If those who know him already know him, for those who don't, just a big time internet marketing guy, a great business mind. But he tells a story where he had I think a business partner had stolen the last of the money, had drained the accounts. Alex couldn't pay all these different people. He had all these different things that he was in debt to. He's at his girlfriend's house visiting her parents on a trip, I think. And he sees the account, she comes in the bedroom and he's like, I wouldn't blame you for leaving me. I'm a sinking ship. Now would be a good time. And he wasn't being pitiful. He was being serious. He meant it sincerely. He was like, hey, in all fairness to you, I met your parents. He was manly enough to recognize, let me be honest about this scenario. I'm a turd. Although he was wrong. He was just discouraged. And I don't know how she did it, but she said, I would live with you under a bridge.
Exactly what she said. Yep.
And he was and of course, and then he became Alex Hormozy.
Now they made $100 million in a weekend 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, and he sold the most amount of books ever in a 24-hour period.
Guinness World Record.
So, the incredible helper. Oh my goodness, I wish I had that. Hey, don't misapply the story. The point is, we can. I don't know, what was my point?
Well, that there are good seasons and bad seasons, right? So, yeah.
I had a stronger point than that, though.
Oh,
what were you saying?
Well, that's a great story because it leads perfectly into my question.
Okay.
And what's funny is let me give some context.
Oh, Jonna put her hands on your shoulders. That was the point.
Yes.
Yeah, that was just another beautiful example of a wife going like, you do this, you got this. There was a client one time, he said I had a Rocky, I don't know what Rocky movie it was. We're going to come back to Chris' question, everybody, I promise. I'm going
No,
to
it's
do
okay.
the weave. I'm gonna weave it.
The weave.
Look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Castaway, baby. All right, let's go.
No, not Castaway.
Yeah, it is
Captain
Castaway.
Phillips.
That was oh, same guy though, right? Same guy.
He's alone in the whole movie.
Oh,
he,
you're
said, he says it to Wilson. I'm the
oh,
captain now.
you're right. You're right.
It's a Somali pirate. Look at me. Look at me.
For some reason, I conflated the movies. It's okay.
Well, it's Tom Hanks.
Yes.
Where were we, folks? Let's leave it, guys. Oh, we had a bro one time. So there was one of the Rocky movies.
Yeah.
Adrian's sick. She had been telling Rocky, don't fight him, whoever it was. Don't fight him, don't fight him, don't fight him. Maybe it's the Russian, I don't know. Don't fight him, don't fight him, don't fight him. You're too old, you can't do it. You're too old, you can't do it. And then he comes to her and she's in the hospital. She had some issue, some sickness, something happened. He's like, hey, don't worry. I'm here with you. I'm not going to fight him. And she's like, no, Rocky, I need you to do just one thing for me. He's like, anything. She's like, win.
Let's go.
Beast mode. What do you think that man's going to do?
Right.
So to our sisters listening, you have incredible influence.
Yes.
But it's feminine influence. It's not masculine influence. So if you're telling him what to do it like Jonna did, but with an encouragement for who he is. Not a, you're not doing that. You're doing what I say. That was not the vibe from Jonna that day. That was not the vibe from Adrian on her hospital bed. It was not, you do what I tell you to do, Rocky. It was, I believe in you, King, and I'm with you, and I'm for you. And it was Alex Ramose's wife or girlfriend or whatever. I live with you under a bridge.
Yes.
Now he's like, now I can go accomplish. And then the dude, goes and accomplishes.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right, back to the client.
Yes.
He said I had a Rocky 2 story or whatever Rocky it was. And he had some testimony where it was like something he was doubting himself, and I don't remember the details, so I guess it's not that cool of an ending here, but same kind of thing. His wife was like, no, like you needed this, but not in a bossy kind of, I'm in charge of you kind of way, but like so obvious to who you are, let the king do what pleases him. But, wouldn't it please the king to do this thing? And he's like, dang, she believes in me. Well, then I can go do it. Cause I was afraid, she was worried that I couldn't. So I wanted to play it safe for her to make her comfortable. And she's like, go get after it. And if we live under a bridge, we live under a bridge, but I will always be with you. And he's like, well, that's some security.
And now he's married to that girl. Yeah.
Folks, we bring it all the way around to
All the way
Chris's
around.
question. We've weaved it.
We have weaved. We've officially weaved. Okay. Let me give some context behind my question.
Since that was 10 minutes ago, whenever I
Hey,
decided.
that's okay. It's your show, man. I'm literally just the sidekick.
I'm the captain.
You're the captain. So when we were first married, I remember people always saying, typically people who were, divorced or had bad marriages, like, oh yeah, things are good at first, but money will always take you down, or this will take you down, or her not being fit will take you down, or you not being fit, or whatever, right? Just all the excuses. And we went through some crazy times, so much so that we actually came to a point where, and my wife has admitted this before, she said, she sat with my cousin one day and she literally said, if Chris left me, I wouldn't even care, right? So we've been to that place, right? And then we had a marriage that was like, just kind of like, I'm just phoning it in, she's just phoning it in, right? But then we had a strong marriage, like God really renewed our marriage, okay? And now, as I look at the things that we went through, could our marriage have made it through the things we've been through, the financial issues, and her having 6 babies and like all the things? Could our marriage have ever made it if we were a good enough marriage? I.e., do good enough marriages make it through the storms of life that God allows in our lives? And are we prepared enough to weather those storms if we have a good enough marriage?
The Family Captain is all about helping Christian husbands to build an incredible marriage and family culture. It's self-leadership, it's family leadership, it's sex and marriage, all made practical so husbands, wives, and children can enjoy God's best and truly thrive. It's one thing to believe that Christians should have the best marriages and sex lives. It's another thing to know how to make it all happen. But inside our Family Captain Elite coaching program, that's exactly what you're going to learn. In the Family Captain Elite, men are not only equipped with the conviction to act, but also with the wisdom to navigate their exact situations. And they get a clear, practical path to get them the incredible fruit that they're after. So if you want to take your marriage and family culture from just fine to incredible, then go to thefamilycaptain.com and book a free assessment call to see if the Family Captain Elite program really is a good fit for you. That's thefamilycaptain.com. Family leadership is a high calling for your life. So what are you waiting for? It's quite a risk to take. To just roll the dice. We'll see what the storm does. We'll see what the current does.
Right.
We'll see what the icebergs do. Like, hope is not a strategy, but that's what most folks are doing. Because they don't know. Like, in everybody's defense, like, nobody understands any of this stuff. I didn't understand any of this stuff till I had to go and understand this stuff. I don't understand how to raise my testosterone with lighting in my house. I'm going to go learn about it. But that's the difference. Are you the guy who's going to go learn about it? Are you the guy who's going to apply it?
Yeah.
Or are you just like, well, I mean, we'll see what happens. And that's the thing that separates the fruit from the not fruit, the fruit from the knowledge.
Yeah.
Like plenty of folks are willing to gain more knowledge, but action, action, action. That's the thing that leads you to someplace glorious. So
Yeah.
yeah, I wasn't willing to take that risk. You weren't either.
No, and the point is, like, as I asked that question, it's dang near rhetorical, man. Like, let's just take a couple who makes enough money to take care of things. You know, the kids are in sports, like whatever. Maybe she stays home. Maybe she has a job. Like all the things. They're not necessarily like tip top shape, but whatever. Nothing to complain about. And then they get hit with something crazy, like, you know, God forbid your kid gets cancer, or you lose your job and you can't find work for a year or two. You know, like something drastic happens where like this is a moment, a defining moment. Your back is against the wall. Do those marriages make it? And I just don't think they do, bro.
And if they do make it without divorcing, they're still not making it.
Right. Emotionally, they divorced.
Yeah, I mean, they're they're phoning it in big time. And they're just going through the motions. And you're like, yeesh. Like, this feels like a divorce. It's just not technically a divorce because we're not allowed to divorce because of the Bible. Well, praise God for that obedience. But man, like, we can break out of this. We don't have to live here. We don't have to stay stuck here.
Right. Right. And then you fast forward in time. So it's like, now I have a good enough marriage. Things have been fine. We didn't go through anything super crazy, but now the kids leave. We're just roommates. That's where I feel like a lot of good enough marriages are heading towards, just like, I can't believe I have to live with this guy now that all the kids are gone and all of our, you know, we put our lives into the kids. She put everything into the kids and I was kind of resentful of it. And now they're gone. So what do? We just get comfortable and die?
Yeah.
Like, dude, it blows my mind. It really does.
Or we just, we obsess over them having grandbabies so we can have new idols
Ooh.
to worship. And it's like, okay, that's their next, like, okay, the grandbaby's like, haha, that's our thing. But hey, like, you're supposed to be keeping vows. You're supposed to have a great marriage. It's just still playing defense, Chris. It's a life on defense instead of a life on offense.
Yes.
It's not saying we want to have like an absolutely record-breaking season. We'll go football for a minute. We want to have just an absolute dominant football season and we want to win the Super Bowl. It's planned like, oh, hey, we're in the NFL, we made it. That alone is enough, isn't it? Like,
right.
Well, no. I mean,
yeah.
If I'm gonna play to win. And if I'm here to fight. And I want to pursue glory. And men have to get comfortable being honest about the fact that they do want glory. And that's one of the things we do, as you and I know, when we have deep dive calls with brothers, like, we don't let them give us the Sunday school answer. Like, I just want to make sure my family loves the Lord more. And I want to love the Lord more. I'm like, well, yeah. Yeah, I was assuming that. So What else do you want? That's why we're on a phone call. That's why you're looking into the Family Captain. That's why you're thinking about the Family Captain Elite Coaching Program. Because you want to love the Lord more? Go talk to Pastor Bob, man. He's got some good books that are going to bless you. There's some men's groups in your church. Get after it, brother. You don't need us.
Yep.
Well, no, I really like the message. What message? Well, I really like, just I guess all of it. You're full of it. Say the thing. Say it out loud. Say it with your chest. I know you want to say it. I want you to say it. I'm for you. I'm not against you. Say the thing. Bro, I'm so miserable with blah, blah. Thank you. I can work with that. I can work with that, my brother. You finally said the thing.
Let's go. Yeah.
Well, I'm just, they just won't be honest. Christian men are liars.
Yes.
Liars, liars, pants on fires. And I don't have tolerance for it. And I'm gracious with them. I don't tell them that they're a liar. So don't be afraid, guys. But I sniff it out and I go, hey, man, yeah, but why? Why? Like we've talked about before, like the 7 levels of why. And you finally get to the,
Yep.
why do you want that? Oh, because I think it's a good thing. Why do you think it's a good thing? Well, I think because it's a nice thing. Why do you think it's a nice thing? And you finally get to what they actually want. Yeah, dude, I want my wife to look at me the way Natalie looks at you. That's what I want. Why do you want that? Because I've seen her smile like that before, and I haven't seen it in 15 years. Oof. Real talk. Now I'm talking to a real man. I like it. We can work with that. What will that do for you, brother? Talk to me about it. Dude, it'll feel amazing. It'll feel amazing. I'll feel powerful. I'll feel like a king. Like, it'll even help inspire me to want to protect and provide and lead. It'll be this virtuous cycle. I'm like, yep. I like this. I can coach this. Like, we want to work with this guy now compared to like, think there have been some good things here and there, where he's still protecting his ego and he won't say, what he actually really wants. So that's the thing. Guys have to stop being liars and actually admit, like, yeah, I want my wife to be, this will offend folks. I want my wife to be a freak in the bed.
Sure.
Which is what what do you mean by that? I mean passion. I mean, again, like just extreme delight and passion, freedom, fun, having a good time, enthusiasm. We'll keep it vague, but enthusiasm with you in bed. Well, that's not that important to me. You're a liar. I don't believe you. Nobody believes you. God doesn't believe you. You might believe you, but nobody else does. I don't need my wife to respect me. Also lying again. You disagree with the Bible. I pick the Bible over you. So we're trying to help guys unlock, Chris, so they can get out of this, like, what would my friend group say? What would they're stuck with their peers. What do they say? Hang out with 5 fit guys, you'll be the 6th fit guy. Hang out with 5 rich guys, you'll become the 6th rich guy.
Yep.
Hang out with 5 bros with incredible family cultures and marriages, you're going to become the 6th.
Yep.
Hang out with, it's good enough, right? Hey, man, I tried to get lucky last night, but it didn't work. Women, hey, what's your favorite porn site? That's normal, but it's not glorious. It's just not enough offense.
Yeah.
Don't just try and go to the Olympics, man. I'm trying to win. Don't just try and I'm not just trying to medal. I'm trying to win. That's why I talk to ChatGPT whenever I'm like looking at solutions to different things. I'm like, hey, with this, that, or the other, or this, that, or the other, and like different business stuff or fitness stuff. I'm like, and before it gives me some vanilla and like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hey, I want the gold medal approach. I don't want the participation level answer. I want what is the maximum I can do to guarantee victory. And it's like, got it. Mine has a British accent or Australian. I don't know. They sound kind of the same. I just offended all of our
That's amazing.
UK and Australian bros. The way I can tell the difference after a minute is the way they say no. Because Australians say no. I'm alienating all the Australian bros. We've had multiple Australian bros.
Oh, dude, we've had a ton. Yeah.
Every time an Australian bro comes on, I go, bro, do you know? And I say like they all live together. I'm like, do y'all ride the same kangaroo to work? And then I say, how far do you live from the Sydney Opera House?
Oh my gosh.
It's like that's all. As an American, that's all Australia is to me. There's kangaroos and there's that Sydney Opera House that we all see the flyby of.
Dude, that is
like, bro, I'm like 6 hours from Sydney. I'm like, I didn't know anything could be 6 hours from anything in Australia.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh man.
All right.
Dude, that's
maximum offense, not participation level.
Maximum offense, because the alternative is toxic wife culture. where she jokes with her friends about how you tried to get lucky and it
Freaking
grossed her
gross.
out.
Dude, I saw a reel of
You know what I mean? Like,
Christian
dude.
women talk about it yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, I just felt disgust and turned it off. I was like, I can't. Don't do it, Joe Michael.
Dude, how did we get here? How did we
That's a
get
long
here?
story.
It's just absurd. I mean, when I hear that happens in any group at all, I'm just like, what in the freaking heck? Like, are you kidding me? Like, that is totally ridiculous. And there are times which again, you just have to show people what's possible. But there are times where, like, it's probably happened in your circle too, where it's like a girlfriend's telling something to Natalie, and she's like, I can't relate. Like, I can't relate with him being that uninvolved, or I can't relate with you being that disrespectful. It's just real, dude. It's real.
Yeah.
But it's sad because you see, again, not like I'm the hero or you're the hero or anything, but you see what's possible and you're like, dude, I want other dudes to have it. And
Yeah,
I still have growth, you know? I do.
absolutely.
But it's just like, whoa, if that's the bar, holy crap. Like, we need another bar, hence the family captain and why I jumped in.
Yes. The gold medal approach.
Yeah, dude.
That's the key, man. Because guys have to know there's more. But once you know there's more, you're responsible for pursuing more. Like, now that I know about this light situation with raising your T levels naturally, like, guess who's going to be doing
red
some
light,
research?
right? Red light therapy, I would assume.
I don't know. As long as it's not butthole sunning, like, I'm
That's
open to
coffee
the
enemas.
possibility.
Anyone?
Yeah, that's not happening either. I don't drink
Oh,
coffee,
dude.
and I'm certainly not going to put it in any other orifice.
Right.
So,
Oy vey.
but yeah, I got to go look into it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now responsible. My bro was like, yeah, lighting is a big deal. And I was like, what? What?
Mm-hmm.
The Family Captain podcast, I'll be recording in the dark. Or I'll just be like outside in the sunshine constantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta get
Well,
my
man,
T levels up, bros.
right. It is this has been good, man. It's been good to talk about this good enough marriage because we've been in between, right? It's like, you got the 1.0 guy, and a good enough marriage does have a guy that has 2.0 traits. Like 100%, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's certainly got some high scores in
And
a few small
3.0 traits in certain areas,
potentially.
Yeah. Right? So it's not like you're the bottom of the like you're just cool with like, all right.
You might be acing one class, but you're getting
Right.
C's and all the rest.
There you go. There you go. And
Yeah, that's possible.
yeah. So it's not like, oh, I should feel bad about myself, but it is like, man, is that why I'm still here? Like, because sometimes
Right.
I wake up and I'm like, man, Lord, why didn't you just take me out? I mean, I vividly remember there was a time where I'm on my phone, I'm downtown Cincinnati, I was a young trainer, and I'm walking like across the street, and these cars are zipping like 40, 50 miles per hour downtown, and I'm like not paying attention. I step out in the road in my mind, like I step out in the road, and this car goes zip, and I was like, whoa. I like in my brain I was walking, but I didn't walk. And I just like had this interesting perspective all day, like that could have been it. Like I literally could have walked in front of that car. And I think about that moment all the time. I'm like,
Wow.
Lord, what do you want from me? Like, do you want me to just like, I don't know, make money, get comfortable enough to die and like look good on the algorithms? Like, who gives a crap about that? Like, what do you actually want from me as a leader, as a husband, as a father, as a everything? So that's why good enough is just it's just not negotiable.
Right.
Stupid.
And all of that, even our discussion today, in a sense, is too small because we didn't really reference the multi-generational impact. We're just trying to still reference our bro to be like, there's so much good in this
Yes.
for you. Because honestly, Chris, that's where that guy has to start. Just like I had to start there. Like my initial motive years ago was not multi-generational legacy. My initial motive was Joe Michael wants an awesome marriage. It's not an evil desire, but it's the starting point. Like, and that's why like it keeps building. So once you start to like, dude, my marriage is freaking incredible. Good, brother. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
Did you know there's another level? What? Well, yeah, like, first of all, you can probably dial in polarity even more if you didn't know that. But also, we want to make sure that your kids are world changers who also love mom and dad and love to be a part of this family in a legit, for real way for their entire life.
Amen.
We want both and, not one or, and certainly not neither. So we want multi-generational family impact to expand over time, and we want to reset family culture and not just live as typical Westerners, but we want to live as Bible kingdom kind of people who really build a clan that loves and follows the Lord and that becomes stronger in every way possible so that all of the marriages in this clan thrive. Like, that's a default setting in this clan. Financial prosperity is a default setting in this clan. You know, physical health and fitness is a default setting. That, like, godliness and a deep devotion for Jesus, like, that's just what the Clarks are. Like, that's default, duh, because we're connected to one another in profound ways. But that's another level. That's another gear. But you got to meet a brother where he's at. You had to meet Jamichael where he was at. Like, whoa, that's too big for me. Where do I begin? There's an alarm clock on your nightstand, brother. You're not going to like this. That's where it begins. I was talking to my youngest yesterday about folding clothes. Buddy, God has made you for greatness, and I need you to master tasks like this. It had been like too long in the room, and he hadn't folded anything. And so there was consequence for that, but there was also messaging to go along with it to say, son, you're made for glorious things.
Let's go.
You have to be faithful right now with these clothes in the bedroom because the Lord is keeping track, and the Lord wants to reward your faithfulness, son. You got to give him faithfulness to reward. And I need a lot from you in the future, and your family will, and your brothers will, and my daughter-in-law will, and my grandchildren will. And you've got to master these clothes. It's counting, son. You're 10 years old. And I need to see growth and fruitfulness and progress and glory, son. There's so much bigger things. He's got a massive imagination, big-time visionary. He is Jamichael Jr.
Wow.
But you'll always be a dreamer if you never master self-discipline and self-leadership. So I know there's greatness and
Really
good plans for him, but it's daddy's responsibility to serve him with leadership to make sure we arrive at those destinations. So same applies for me, same applies for every man. Do the best you can with what you have where you are. Don't despise small beginnings, and know that there are glorious outcomes that just keep getting sweeter. Get hungry for them and get busy.
Amen, dude. Whew, let's go. I love that approach. That is, I learned something there, man. That is really, really good because it is deep and it does matter more. And there is more layers to this. There is more depth to this. Dude, this has been so good. As we land here on this episode, there are two camps. There's the guy who's like, good enough's good enough and good enough's good enough for me. Then there's the guy who's like, good enough, I'm thinking differently about right now. Person number two here is like, good enough is not good enough anymore. And truthfully, like, I'm thinking way differently about this. That brother, I want to encourage to book a call and just see if the Family Captain Elite is the right fit.
Of course.
So, yeah, dude.
Yeah, book an assessment call with the team.
Yeah,
Bro, that's like the easiest step in the world that you should absolutely take. Every single man who is married and loves King Jesus, if you haven't booked an assessment call with the team yet, but you've enjoyed the podcast, like, you're missing out on some gold and some value that the team wants to bless you with. You're going to talk to one of the guys on the team, 10, 15 minutes. They're going to encourage you, listen to your story. Oh, tell me this, tell me that. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? And they're going to encourage you towards other resources that'll bless you. If they think the elite program would be a good fit, they'll tell you that. If you say, yeah, I'd love to move forward with a deep dive, you can do that too. But at a minimum, you're going to have some kind of next step to sink your teeth into something. So do that. Like, let us serve you and let us continue to help you move forward on your journey. Keep taking action. You can't just keep listening to stuff. You can't just keep reading stuff. You can't just keep getting swole up with knowledge. Action is what's up. That's how we grow.
Great stuff today, dude. Until next time.
Go captain your ship. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Family Captain Podcast. Now go take some action and serve by leading well. Also subscribe, leave a review so more men can find the podcast and be helped. And if you're ready to take your growth to the next level and you'd like more support, check out thefamilycaptain.com for our resources that'll help you accelerate your journey. And until next time, go captain your ship.